The bright lights of Las Vegas shine at night, drawing dreamers and gamblers to try their luck in the casinos along the Strip. But few know that behind the scenes of these gaming halls, a regular TV repairman was quietly battling the slot machines that ruled the place. His name was Tommy Glenn Carmichael, but in the world of gambling scams, he was known simply as Carmichael. Over 4 incredible decades that defied all expectations, this self-taught genius from Oklahoma came up with a series of clever tricks that made him the most successful casino cheat in Las Vegas history. So successful, he earned the title of the man who beat the house in Las Vegas. But how did he do it? That's the best part. Born in 1944 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Carmichael started out as a young TV repairman in the 1970s. He wasn't exactly a model citizen and had a history of minor crimes and drug use, but it was in 1980 during a trip to Las Vegas that things took a turn. After losing $10,000 on slot machines, Carmichael was determined to get back at them. His chance came when his old friend Ray Ming showed him an opportunity. Ming had a Bally slot machine and a device called the top-bottom joint stashed in the trunk of his car. Back in the 1980s, when slot machines were mechanical and had basic security features, this device could easily manipulate the coin mechanisms. The device was incredibly simple but gained quite a reputation for a while. It worked in 2 stages. Top: a guitar string attached to the top of the slot machine could be used to lock the reels in place once a winning combination was achieved. This kept the reels from spinning, while bottom, the lower part of the device, sent signals to activate the machine's coin hopper, causing it to dispense a steady stream of coins. However, it was their first time using it. So, the 2 friends started playing and figuring out how the buttons and luck really worked. And then, Carmichael realized that cheating with this device was surprisingly easy. He saw the mechanical weaknesses of the slots and quickly figured out how to turn them into his own personal cash dispensers. He immediately decided to close his repair shop. Packing up all their belongings, he and his wife, whom he would later divorce, headed straight for Las Vegas. He started by cheating a 5-cent slot machine at a casino near the Las Vegas Strip, proudly walking away with pockets full of $35 in nickels. This went on for several years. Carmichael took advantage of this trick in casinos near the Strip, accumulating an estimated fortune of $750,000. However, success can be intoxicating, and overconfidence often leads to a downfall. In the early hours of July 4, 1985, after having a cup of coffee, Carmichael decided to try his luck once again. But this time, the police caught him in the act. They found the top-bottom joint in his pocket, his trusted tool. So, at the age of 35, Carmichael already had a cheating charge on his record, along with some minor drug convictions and youthful mischief. This time, he was sentenced to 5 years. Although his initial success was short-lived, it certainly sparked something within him. While behind bars, Carmichael met a fellow troublemaker named Mike Balsamo. Together, they formed a crew of cheats and agreed to reconnect after getting out of prison. But there was a problem. During Carmichael's time inside, life stood still, but the world outside kept moving. When Carmichael was released in May 1987, the casino world had transformed. A wave of innovation had swept through the gambling industry. The old mechanical slot machines were a thing of the past, replaced by sophisticated electronic systems with optical coin sensors. The old cheating methods like the top-bottom joint were no longer effective, and cheating had become incredibly challenging. Did this discourage Tommy? No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, in 1990, he got his hands on an IGT Fortune 1 video poker machine. For months, he obsessively worked to create a device that could outsmart the new security systems. Tommy's hard work paid off with the invention of the monkey paw. Despite the advanced computerized technology protecting the payout mechanism, there were vulnerabilities, much like weaknesses in the Death Star. Tommy figured out that by using a guitar string attached to a metal rod, he could access the machine's internals through the ventilation slot. With the right skill and a properly shaped rod, he could manually trigger the switch that released the coins. Tommy and his crew were able to use monkey paws to earn up to $1,000 an hour in quarters. until the casinos upgraded their technology once again. Still, Tommy and his crew were leading a race of cheats against the casinos, and they were winning. Along the way, Carmichael realized that the key to successful cheating was staying ahead of the game, so he took advantage of a convention where companies showcased their innovations, posing as a customer to closely inspect the inner workings of a slot machine. With cleverly crafted questions, he managed to extract valuable technical details from an IGT engineer. Carmichael acquired one of these machines, and within days, his ingenious mind gave birth to a new device: the light wand. It was a simple light bulb that fooled the optical sensor into believing more coins were being inserted. By 1992, the light wand was defeating coin hoppers everywhere. Carmichael became a true tycoon, earning thousands by selling his invention to other gambling cheats in the underworld. The fame of his device spread like wildfire, attracting clients willing to pay up to $10,000 for his secret. This trick brought him around $4 million in profits. IGT engineers were aware of this and responded with the actuator arm, a protective device, but Carmichael quickly got his hands on one. What's worse, he managed to defeat it using the hanger in just an hour. The master believed he was on an unstoppable winning streak. He was incredibly arrogant, having become a living legend in the world of casino fraud. He played almost every day, visiting casinos in Connecticut, Atlantic City, Colorado, Louisiana, and beyond. He traveled tirelessly in his motorhome and drove a luxurious Jaguar XJ6. He owned 2 houses, invested in a pawn shop, and always had a beautiful companion by his side. He even paid his taxes diligently, confident in his ability to stay under the radar and evade the authorities. In 1995, Carmichael took 7 cruises in 6 months, making thousands of dollars a day at the ship's tables. He cheated casinos in Nassau, St. Thomas, San Juan, and Aruba. No one could spot this ordinary-looking man, let alone imagine that he was the one tricking their machines and causing them to lose millions of dollars. After his successful run on Caribbean cruises, Carmichael's life really heated up. He teamed up with a new partner, Ramon Pereira, and they formed a deadly trio with Luis Balsamo. These 3 were the brains behind the operation, working with a team of helpers called blockers or shadows. Their job was to stay alert while Carmichael and his partners worked their magic, covering their movements from security guards in exchange for a generous 20% cut. They were living the high life, enjoying enormous houses, expensive sports cars, and the finest luxuries money could buy. But as is often the case, all good things must come to an end. On the night of October 4th, 1996, Carmichael and 2 other women were up to their usual tricks at a slot machine in Circus on the Strip. What they didn't know was that a security camera had them in its sights. Their suspicious movements alerted the guards, who quickly intervened. When Carmichael tried to run, he dropped the cheating device on the floor. The guards retrieved it, and the police charged Carmichael with possession and manufacture of cheating devices. While those charges were eventually dropped, Carmichael's luck was starting to change. In 1998, Carmichael was arrested again in Laughlin, Nevada for a similar incident. And a year later, his luck finally ran out in Atlantic City, where he was caught using an enhanced light wand. Within hours, a federal task force quickly moved in on the gang, arresting 7 of them on federal charges. It turned out that investigators had received crucial information from informants, and phone wiretaps had recorded all of Carmichael and his team's conversations. It was a job that they had been working on for quite some time. What happened to invisibility, Tommy? In the end, all 7 pleaded guilty. Carmichael admitted to running an illegal gambling operation. On September 7, 2001, he was sentenced to 326 days in prison plus 3 years of probation. He lost everything: his homes, properties, and the opportunity to continue his criminal activities. Or so it seemed. After serving his time in prison, Carmichael appeared to be seeking redemption. He bet everything on his new invention called the Protector, a device supposedly designed to prevent cheating on slot machines. He was convinced that this time he would finally strike it rich through legal means. However, the Nevada gaming authorities weren't easily swayed by his claims. In a controversial move in 2002, the Gaming Commission added Carmichael's name to the infamous Black Book, officially barring him from entering any casino in the state. The cheater complained bitterly, refusing to accept what he saw as an injustice. He swore he had turned over a new leaf, but then he would wink arrogantly, hinting that he could still outsmart casino security if he wanted to. A master of deception simply can't let go of his old habits.